The retrial of a former Clear Creek County Sheriff's deputy who shot and killed this man, Christian Glass, is now in the hands of a jury for the second time. Now, last spring, a jury couldn't agree on 2 of the 3 charges against Andrew Buin, and that resulted in a mistrial. I'm glad to have you with us for Denver 7 News at 6 this Wednesday evening. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jessica Porter. As you may recall, 22-year-old Glass was killed after calling police when his car got stuck in Silver Plume. It happened in 2022, and his family says he was having a mental health crisis. 5 agencies responded, and Glass was ultimately shot and killed by Buin. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon was in court all afternoon, and she joins us live in Georgetown.
So, Colette, Buin was found guilty of reckless endangerment last year. So this jury tried to reach a verdict on second-degree murder.
Jessica and Shannon, the question at the heart of this case is whether or not Andrew Buin was legally allowed to use deadly force on that night in 2022. Now, this case all started when Christian Glass called for help after his car had gotten stuck. Glass told the dispatchers he did have weapons on him, knives, a hammer, and a mallet. His family says he was an amateur geologist. He offered to throw them out of the car when officers first arrived, but Buin told him not to do that. Officers fired beanbags at him and tased him before Glass swung a knife out of the back of the car's window near where the Georgetown police chief was. That's the moment defense attorneys argue Buin believed the chief was in danger and shot at Glass to protect him. Prosecutors say it should have never gotten to that point.
What this case is ultimately about is a failure. And the failure that was perpetrated here was by Andrew Buin. He failed Christian Glass. He failed Christian Glass because Christian Glass was a boy in distress.
You heard how extensively law enforcement officers are trained. From a very human standpoint, no amount of training can prepare them for this kind of stress, for this kind of trauma.
In that first trial, the jury convicted Buin on reckless endangerment. They were not able to reach a verdict on that second-degree murder charge. They were deadlocked. After that all happened, I spoke with the jury foreperson in that original jury. She said it was a really frustrating deliberation and really said that it all came down to one juror who didn't agree with the rest of the group, guys.
And Colette, if jurors don't find Buin guilty of second-degree murder, are there lesser charges that they can choose from instead?
Yeah, Jessica, so they do have some options. They could either find him guilty of that second-degree murder charge, that would be the one that prosecutors want to see, or they could find him guilty of reckless manslaughter or criminally negligent homicide. So we're really left waiting to see what the jury does in this case. They did start deliberating this afternoon around 3:30. They were released for the day at 5, and they're back here first thing tomorrow morning at 8:30. We're live in Georgetown. Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
All right, Colette, thank you. And former Clear Creek County Sheriff's Deputy Kyle Gould, who was the one who authorized the use of force to remove Glass from his vehicle. Now, he pleaded guilty in November 2023 to failing to intervene in the use of force by law enforcement. He was sentenced to 2 years probation and is barred from serving as a law enforcement officer. In 2023, the Glass family announced a record settlement in a civil lawsuit. Clear Creek County, the state of Colorado, and other municipalities agreed to pay $19 million to Glass's parents, and that's the largest settlement in state history.